blindfold 10-game simultaneous exhibition being played in Worcester in England. With the white pieces, we see Blackburne open up the game with pawn to e4. If you haven't seen this video before, I hope that you will enjoy it. It's a Blackburne game, which means crazy tactics, but you know what it also means? Beautiful checkmate. I don't know how he does it, but if you look at his games, they so often just end in these incredible checkmates, and we are not going to be cheated out of that in this game as well. We are going to see an absolutely astonishing checkmate. Pawn to e5 by the anonymous player with the black pieces. And we see the center gambit with pawn to d4 immediately by Blackburne. The gambit is accepted. Pawn takes d4 by black. And now we see the point is to go into the Danish gambit with pawn to c3. And this threatens to come in and capture this pawn. And you can imagine this position with controlling all these squares just dominating for white. Black cannot really allow that. So black plays pawn takes pawn on c3. Just move the mic a little bit closer. So after pawn takes here, a third pawn is offered up with bishop coming to c4. But this third pawn on here on b2 is declined, and instead we see pawn to d6 by black. Blackburne says, okay, I guess I can't force you to capture my pawn, so I will play knight to c3. Knight takes pawn on c3. And black had the best intentions in this game, like they're really trying to repel the attack and trying to control e5. Knight c6 is the right idea, but the follow-up idea, trying to control e5, just didn't work. Knight to f3. And there are all these ideas with pushing this pawn and sacrificing the bishop here. And it's just a miscalculation by black that knight e5 should stop that, but it doesn't stop it. It actually makes it easier for white. So knight e5, knight takes knight is the problem. This forces, of course, pawn takes knight. And in this position, bishop takes f7 is the winning move. And you know what's a little bit crazy in this position? This position is so winning for white that it's not even that much worse to capture the bishop than it is to play king e7. King e7 is the best move, and it is what's played in the game. But it's not that much worse to just capture the bishop and lose the queen right out of the opening. So that's how much of trouble that black is in. King e7 is the move. So let's see if we can throw some more attacking force against this king. Bishop coming here to g5. And that is check. Still, you can't capture the bishop. No. You have to play knight f6, which is what black does. And Blackburne is saying, I will just throw every single piece against you and checkmate you in a spectacular fashion. So queen coming. To h4. Because the knight can't capture the queen, of course, pinned to the king. And now a move like maybe knight coming to d5 with a check could be devastating. So c6 is tried to control this. But Blackburn just sees this as just another opportunity to activate more pieces and keep the attack rolling on. Roll on. Roll on. Rook to d1 with an attack against the queen. And the queen says, well, after playing c6, I have the option of going to a5, getting out of the attack and maybe getting a little bit closer to your king, pinning this knight. Maybe I have something here. And Blackburn is just like, no, no, I'm not even going to try to protect my king in the least. I'm not afraid of the queen. I ain't afraid of no queen. I will play f4, threatening the pawn on e5 and keeping the attack rolling. I don't know what White should have played here, but certainly queen to c5 doesn't help at all, since after f takes e5, the queen will have to come in and capture on e5 anyway. That was what was played, however. Now, White castles. This is not a move really about getting the king into safety. That's just an added bonus. What the move is really about is activating this rook on the all-amazing, all-awesome f-file. Desperately, Black tries to play h6, trying to kick away this bishop. Now queen takes bishop is a real threat. So one way to meet a threat is, of course, one thing you can do is, of course, you can defend against the threat. But a different thing that you can do would be to create a bigger threat. Bishop coming to e8 with queen f7, checkmate threatened, so there's no time for any piece to capture on g5. So the checkmate threat has to be met. Therefore, bishop to e6, covering this square. And now it's time for the fireworks to really, really begin. Rook takes on f6. After this move, we have checkmate in 17 before checkmate in 18, which, by the way, is executed perfectly by White, by Blackburn. However, Black does not find the best defense. The best defense would be queen takes rook. Queen takes rook, giving up the queen, bishop takes queen. And it's still, it's still the forced checkmate. But it's an even faster forced checkmate after pawn takes rook. Paradoxically. Like, wouldn't you think that it's better to capture with the pawn instead of just giving up the queen? But no, you have to give up the queen to survive a little bit longer. You really want to play queen to f7 checkmate, but the bishop is covering it. Fortunately for Blackburn, we can force this bishop to move away and not cover f7 anymore, but we do have to follow up the one rook sacrifice with another rook sacrifice, rook d7. That's a move and a half. That is how we roll. So bishop takes rook is the only move. The only move. This is absolutely forced. Only one move here. And now, after this double rook sacrifice, the bishop is not covering f7, and queen f7 is check. We understand that the king cannot come to d8 because queen takes on d7 is checkmate. Therefore, the king comes to d6. Still, queen to d7 check is played. King come to c5. 5. Alright, now we have the king on c5. I love this bishop. I love that this bishop is the way it's in the game. So it was over here being threatened in a million ways. Now there's like 1 pawn, 2 pawns, and a queen that can capture it. And it's just been standing there the whole time. It's only moving with a check in the game. Every single bishop move is a check. So it's like it has like it's 2 balls to move if it's not a check. So now it's like, okay, I can give a check now. Okay, I will go to e3 with a check. Now it's okay if it's a check. So the king comes to b4. And this is the point where Blackburne announces mate in 3, which I just think is mind-boggling. It is a simultaneous, blindfolded game. He's playing against 9 other people, and somehow he finds the resources to go, by the way, on board 7 or whatever, it's checkmate in 3. But not being able to see the board even. He has to keep track of 640 squares in his mind. And I don't know, God knows how many pieces are left combined on all the boards at this point. And also it's actually not now, it's after. Queen takes b7 check and king a5. This is the moment where he announces the checkmate in 3. So, the first part, we have to take away b4 as an escape square. Why is that important? Because the queen is currently attacking it. Well, you will see. You will see. We play b4 check. The king cannot capture because the pawn is protected by the queen. The king cannot go anywhere else. Actually, there's only one move. Bishop takes pawn. And the boss bishop here that will only ever move with check plays a move again. And there is only one check, so maybe you can find it, maybe you can see the amazing resource, the only winning move in the position. Bishop to b6, check. How cool is that? This forces pawn takes bishop. And because the bishop is on e8, the queen can capture the rook on a8 without being captured by the rook on h8, because the bishop blocks the rook's view of the queen, and queen takes on a8 is checkmate. The knight takes away this square, the knight takes away this square, the queen checks the king and takes away the rest. Okay, so that's a checkmate. And I hope that you had a great time watching this. And I want to thank you very sincerely for being a patron on the channel. It means the world to me, both that you want to support me and just the sheer love of that is very motivational for me. But also, like, on the financial side, it helps pay the rent for the studio, it helps me with equipment, and it is the only thing that is allowing me to continue work on the channel. And working on the channel is my dream, and it is what I want to do in life. So thank you so much for helping me achieve that. Thank you so much. I hope I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.